The world is changing. Alliances are being redefined, power maps are being redrawn, and the Brics project, long seen as the most structured alternative to the G7, appeared to be entering its decisive phase of expansion. But a diplomatic shockwave disrupted this dynamic. The return of Donald J. Trump to the international stage, marked by a high-profile visit to the Gulf states. The U.S. president conducted a strategic tour of Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar. His clear objective: to strengthen security partnerships, reopen bilateral economic channels, and exert influence over regional balances. But behind the scenes, another goal was taking shape: to counter the rapid integration of the Arab world into the Brics Plus dynamic. In Riyadh, a structured defense pact with Washington is gaining ground, paired with a discreet revival of indirect talks with Tehran over the nuclear issue. The message is clear: the United States will not allow multipolarity to consolidate unchallenged. Since 2023, the Brics have opened wide their doors to new members: Iran, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates. A coalition that aimed to offer the Global South a new strategic grammar, monetary sovereignty, South-South energy corridors, and non-aligned partnerships. But that architecture has begun to crack from within. The simultaneous entry of rival powers, chiefly Tehran and Riyadh, has weakened the group's ideological core. Trump's return only sharpens this fragility. Faced with American promises of security guarantees and advantageous bilateral deals, some Brics Plus members are reconsidering their commitments. Saudi Arabia is openly reviving its strategic ties with Washington. The UAE is prioritizing logistical and digital alliances with the Americans. Even Egypt, previously enthusiastic in 2024, now seems to be slowing its active participation in joint banking projects. What was supposed to be Brics Plus could therefore morph into Brics Minus, undermined by its own internal contradictions. And the fracture is not just among Arab states. India is increasingly concerned about China's dominant role in the Brics Plus agenda. Brazil, with its more liberal stance, refuses to align with certain positions seen as overly anti-Western. South Africa struggles to make its voice heard within a format now dominated by much heavier economies. Even Russia, despite its assertive posture, fears that the enlargement could dilute the group's effectiveness, turning it into a diplomatic platform without executive muscle. In the background, the possibility of a nuclear agreement between Washington and Tehran could further shift the landscape. A gradual normalization of Iran would weaken the Tehran-Moscow-Beijing axis and reduce the strategic appeal of exclusive Brics Plus membership. This would turn the group into a drifting platform, riddled with diverging interests and lacking a coherent strategic vision. What is at stake here is not just the fate of an acronym, but the viability of a new global narrative, one in which the South no longer serves as a playground for major powers, but emerges as a player in its own right. Yet Trump's return, with his knack for unraveling nascent coalitions, exposes the fragile nature of actual convergence within the expanded Brics. Multipolarity is not a given. It is a fragile construct, and Brics Plus, once seen as rising irresistibly, may soon be overtaken by its own heterogeneity.